Um, I see a a redheaded girl that is really a brunette. Somebody who seems to have travelled a few hundred miles away from the hometown of Warrington, where I'm originally from, and someone that has. I feel like I've done a lot in a not too small a space of time, but that I'm quite happy with where I am at the moment, sort of the place I'm at in my life. I see someone who is approaching 28 years old, and for the first time in her life, you kind of look at your body and you're like, I'm quite happy with how I look now, and all the hang-ups that you have from 14, 15, 16 to early 20s, all the things that you think, oh, I wish I could change. It's kind of like you get to sort of late 20s and you think, actually, sod it, this is my body, I'm just going to enjoy it, and I'm going to dress it how I want, and I'm going to sort of, like, give the best possible you to the world every day. And I think in terms of the way I see life, I think one of the best quotes that I've ever seen is, if you risk nothing, you risk everything. And when I was younger, I always wanted to do art. I loved art, but despite, like, my mum always wanted me to do law because it's obviously a best paid job. And I stuck with it, did an art foundation in Liverpool, travelled there every day on this little bus, and then decided to go to uni in Birmingham. And it was one of those moments when your parents are like, I don't think we can afford this. We can't financially, put you through university. And I was determined that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you want something, you can do it. You've just got to look into it and research it. And so I managed to get a placement on a course in Birmingham doing visual communication. And it's probably one of the best things I ever did in my life. Like, took the risk of moving away from home, had my very own room for the first time. Like, I wasn't sharing a room with a bunk bed with my sister. And I've met some of the most amazing people from lots of different backgrounds who are now my friends for life. And I think I read an article recently on, I think it was through Ideas Tap, who were saying, is it through the people that you meet, that the opportunities that come up in your life, is that why? Is it who you know rather than what you know? But I think for me it was a combination of meeting people who were like-minded and determined at university that kind of pushed us all through as a peer group. And now it's like, you look back and you think, yeah, I worked hard at school, but I think it's having that balance of, meeting people, choosing your friends wisely, not being led down the wrong path, but also knowing that at the end of the day there is an end goal, and that if you want something, enough, that you've got to work for it. You've really got to work for it. And then the other things I see is a girl who, at 28, I could have a child of 10 years old or something daft. I could, like, my mum had me at 19, my nan had her at 18, and I could have followed the family tradition and had a baby and not gone to uni, or not, moved to London and got a job at Kew Gardens. But I was determined that I was going to kind of stick it out, and I wanted something more. Not that motherhood isn't, the most amazing thing in the world, but I knew that I wasn't ready for it yet. And hopefully one day I'm kind of laying the foundations to have that lovely little family unit, and that maybe it's just that everybody's got that little bit inside that you still want to travel, you still want to explore, you've got things that you want to prove to yourself before you kind of lay down those family roots and ties. So